Sure. Many of these we have already talked about in class, or you've already seen in past years. So this should seem very familiar to you. But we're going to go over them now because it's very important to be able to identify the way your story is written in order to understand it better when you're reading it. So the first text structure we have is cause and effect. I'm going to give you an example of something. I'm going to act it out, and we're going to figure out what the cause and effect is. So, cause and effect is why something happens, and the effect is what is actually happening. And some words that are going to help you realize when you're looking at a cause and effect are so, because, since, therefore, if, then, and you have the rest in your journal. And then some questions to help you think about whether or not it's a cause and effect is what happened. Christopher, have a seat. Sasha, move your arm so he can see. Move your arm so he can see. Thank you. What caused it to happen, or why did it happen? So let's think about cause and effect when you see what Miss Rosenberg is about to act out. Oh my goodness! It's raining outside! I better bring my umbrella with me so I don't get rained on. So, yes, I have a very fancy umbrella with a cat on it. So, we need to think of this as a cause and effect relationship. Cause is why something happened. Why did I need my umbrella? Zachariah.
Because it was raining.
Because it was raining. And then what was the effect? What happened because it was raining, Ashtal? What happened? It was raining, and then so what did I do? What happened? I used my umbrella. So, when you are reading a text, if it's cause and effect, you know once you see these signal words, if you read a cause, something's going to happen to further explain it. So that's a good clue. The next one is super easy because we just went over it. Compare and contrast. Compare, contrast. So that's when we say how things are the same, we compare, and we contrast them how they're different. So, and we have our beautiful Venn diagram that we used already. So it's showing how things are alike and are different. When you're reading a story, though, and comparing and contrasting is a little bit different than when I say compare and contrast Miss Rosenberg and Zane. Because if you pull Zane up here, come on Zane, let's go. If I pull Zane up here and I say, how are Miss Rosenberg and Zane the same? How are we the same? Sasha?
Yeah, people.
Good. How are we different, Sarai?
Zane is a boy, and you have hair, and you're a girl.
Okay, well, Zane has hair too. But, sit down. Thank you, sir. So that was very easy. When you're reading, it might be a little bit harder to tell when it's comparing and contrasting. So if you see these types of words, same as, similar, alike, different from, those are clues that you're looking at two different things and they're telling you how they're the same and how they're different. Those are, oh, we're not there yet. All right, and the last one is, you guys are the masters of this, is sequence. Everyone say sequence? Sequence! So, sequence. Oh, I'm going to wait until I see everyone. Sequence is when we read a text and it's telling us things in order. The most recent example I can think of that we read was our autobiography. It was telling us about the person's life in order. So the clue words that help us know if it's a sequence story are first, second, next, then, last. We know those also, and I can make a connection to our writing because our transition words are an example of sequence words. Yes, Vicente?
Because it's like time sequence, what happened in their life.
Good. That's a very good connection. Zoe? Good. It could, well, it's not a list or series because, okay, let me give you an example. If Miss Rosenberg says, I'm going to paint the walls with red, blue, and green. Am I telling you the order something happens, Zoe?
No.
If I say, I'm going to paint this wall with colors. But did I say first I'm going to paint red stripes? Then I'm going to paint blue circles. No, I just said red, yellow, blue, green, whatever the colors were. So I didn't say them. I didn't say them in order. The key to sequence is it has to tell you the order that something's happening. If I had said I'm using these keywords, first I'm going to paint it red. Second, I'm going to paint it green. Then it would have been sequence. If not, Zoe, it's just a list where I'm just telling you things. That's like me saying, Miss Rosenberg has 16 kids in her class. Zane, Michael, Nyanka, Ashtel, Ade, Vicente, Shamika. That's just a list. I didn't tell you the order. First, Miss Rosenberg had Zane in her class. Then Miss Rosenberg picked a day for her class. You see the difference? So, if you're trying to decide if it's a sequence, Zoe, or a list, you can ask yourself these questions. What items, events, or steps are listed? Do they happen in a certain order? And are they always happening in that order? So thinking about those questions is going to tell you, am I looking at just a list or am I looking at a sequence? I'm glad you brought that up. All right, so we're going to stop right now because I have to go to the library. Close your journals.
I can